Yeah, on the bicycle. This place is pretty cool because I could get off the road a little bit over here and go down and look for cattails, which I think are getting ripe. I have to check on the growth of them, and I'm going to collect a bunch of them, and I'm going to try to make pickles. That's something I always wanted to do. So there's a lot of frogs down there. I think this water is good. I didn't get sick from it last year, let's put it that way. So let me keep that down here and stay out of sight. Turn off the ham radio. There you go. I'll leave that up here. I don't want it to get wet and fall into the drink. So okay, so let me go down and see what the health of these plants are, and I want to see if I can collect a few of them right now. Well, I cut one of them off, and this part in here is all nice and soft. So I could probably take a few of these. What I want to do is make pickles. That's what I'm going to do. I'll look for the larger ones and come back later, like that guy right there, and see how many I could collect. I couldn't resist. You could eat them. I don't know if they need to be a little bigger or whatever. I'll collect a few. I'll see if I can put them up as pickles. So we'll see what happens right there. Yeah, so I got some of these guys here, and I'll just lop off the tops where you can't eat them anyway, and I'll get a few more. And this pond seems to be in good shape. I mean, there's it always gets a lot of drainage. It gets a lot of runoff from the yards, but it's always it never goes above a certain level. It's got good drainage, and it's already got you know, this duckweed is forming, which is also edible. I never had the opportunity or the patience to strain that out and eat it, but I know it's edible. And so let me grab a few more of these guys while I'm still here and before the cops come for poaching cattails, or Typha species. And then I'll see if I can put them up and make some kind of pickles. That's really what I want to do. I'm glad I didn't miss them. I think they'll grow a little better, but I'll save a lot of them here also, and I'll come back for more. Well, that's what I'm looking for. So I'll just go ahead and I'll cut off the parts I can't get to, can't eat. Just put them in the bag, take them back, and see what happens. I'll put up my favorite brine and pickles sometime during the day. Okay, now I have the cattail pieces home, and really the best part is this inner pith right over here. So maybe I should rinse them off with cleaner water, get the mud off them, but I don't think there's a whole bunch of mud on there. So I'm going to do that first, and then I'm going to peel them. And I'm not going to go too deep. We'll see if I can. I've already been setting up a brine, by the way. I like 3 cups of water of distilled, not distilled, but I use a water filter, a good water filter, and 2 tablespoons of sea salt. So that's the ratio that I've been enjoying in the pickles that I make. I've been making a lot of pickles. That's a cucumber pickle, and I always have something fermenting here. I just made those the other day, and I love it when they start really turning green. I keep them covered just to keep the flies out and mosquitoes and everything else, but they're bubbling away when they start fermenting really well. And this guy over here, these things make a really good crock to make sauerkraut. You take the this was all clean. It's ready for the next batch. But I make a really good sauerkraut, if I must say so myself. And you go ahead and take cabbage, and you sprinkle some salt in the bottom of this thing, and you take a layer of shredded up cabbage that you cut with a knife, and then put this back on top, and you pound it down, and then put another layer of salt and cabbage, sprinkle salt up to the top, and you pound it down. I have a pounder that I use, looks like a baseball bat, but it's PVC, so I keep it clean. And it gets juicy, and in about 3 weeks, you got some outrageous sauerkraut. Just ferments all by itself. Just keep it covered with the saline or the brine, and it works good. So let me go ahead and peel these guys. I want to try this. This is going to be fun. Well, this is what you get. I cut them so that they would fit. I guess I didn't do such a great job. I have to cut them again probably. I'll mash them down in there. And you get these little crunchy celery sticks that I understand make really good pickles. And I'm just going to use this jar. I had finished my last. Nice thing about brine is you could reuse it. And I had some really good pickles out of there, just like this one right here. And I don't use any vinegar or anything like that. I don't use the hot method. I use the cold method. I'll stick them in the fridge. But even on a countertop, as long as they're covered with the brine, they don't go bad. And that's out of a book by Sandy, I gotta remember his last name, I think it's Katz, and he's an expert on fermentation. So I got all the recipes out of the book from him, and I use some dill seed. Now the real guys, I like dill pickles, the real guys will probably yell at me for using store-bought stuff, but that's what I got right now, and I'll just go ahead and I'll just stick some in there, and some peppercorns. And there's already a lot of that stuff in here, plus my favorite's got to be garlic, which you'll see on the bottom here. There's garlic in there already, so I don't have to do that again, but certainly by all means put garlic in there. Let's go see if we can get these things to fit in here. There's probably going to be a little bit tall. Might have to mush them down a little bit. Maybe I'll just cut these down a little bit. Put the smaller ones in first. There's nothing there. This is going to be an interesting experiment. That looks like a really nice piece. That looks like a nice piece. Just pack them in there nice and tight. Don't fill it up with brine, which I probably won't even need after this is done. And let's see, we'll get this guy right over here. You get down in there. You get down in there. Now I don't put the lid on this. I cover it with a piece of like a piece of porcelain. That way it keeps stuff out of it that I don't want, and it keeps it kind of mushed down. These things want to float up to the top, so I got to cover it all the way up to the top. You know, I'm making a mess out of you, but hey, listen, I never worked with you before, so just gotta give me a break here, you know. That's what you get for hiring the amateurs. Just fill that up to the top, and you see these guys want to float up. Well, I'll just stick something on top of that, you know, and to show you my. That'll be good. You'll watch it turn color after a certain period of time. So I'm gonna have to go mush that down with something. Let me go get something to do that with. And here's my here's one batch of sauerkraut I made. You gotta taste this stuff. It's really good. I could go through the whole thing about how to make sauerkraut. But it looks like sauerkraut. It tastes like sauerkraut. It's got the juice on it and everything else. It's real sauerkraut. I keep that in the fridge now, and I just eat it. Okay, so I know you probably can't see it too well. There's not much light back here, but I got it sitting right there, along with the other fermentations going on. And when they get ready, I'll just go ahead and I'll screw the lid on and throw them in the fridge. They don't last a long time, you know why? Because I eat them. I don't even sit around and let them sit for a while. So let me go ahead and clean up, and then that's my video. Thank you for watching, and good luck.